Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. Hard sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Wednesday, June 28, 2023. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Oh, going pretty good. Well, going good. The Reds news gets worse and worse. They finally did confirm that it looks like Green's going to be out to maybe to August.
I haven't read anything today.
I'd read stuff yesterday, but the source wasn't always reliable. But now multiple places are saying it, and a lot more reputable sources. So I know he's heading to Arizona to start some kind of core program and throw in and things. So his hip was, I guess, worse than what they thought. So
Yeah, they're probably going to have to try to make a move at some kind of pitcher if they think they're going to be able to compete this year. You never know; they might stay with what they got this year and look more towards next year. Since this year, I think they're a little farther ahead than what they thought they would be. We kind of saw the Baltimore Orioles do that last year. Everybody thought. I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people thought they would make a move there at the trade deadline because they were having such a good season. Well, they made a move, but they traded Mancini away instead of adding, and kind of look more toward this year. So I think you could see the Reds maybe do that, or you might see them try to bring in a couple pitchers. But I think if they do, it's going to be more guys. Like I don't think they're going to spend big money. I think it be more like rental guys to just try to help get through the season.
I think that they might. The only thing they may think, Chris, is that, and I kind of think this way: if the team keeps playing well and stay up there, the way they're hitting, and if that continues, because I mean they've got a big stretch the next couple of weeks before. I think the last game is July 9th, and then they go on All-Star break, and they play Milwaukee that last series, and then when they come back from All-Star break, they play Milwaukee again. So 6 games with Milwaukee right there, which is going to be huge. They may say, "Hey, man, how many opportunities do you get to, go deep into the playoffs or have a chance?" I mean, this chance may not. I mean, I know you think that you're getting better, but you could go next year and the players may not be. You just don't know.
No, I know what you're saying, but
so, I know I don't want them to go out.
You got to remember who we're talking about.
Yeah, well, I don't want them to go out and spend like people. Don't get me wrong. I like that pitcher from Washington. I think he's great. I don't want to go pay him $43 million a year and straddle ourselves.
Oh no, I agree with what you're saying, but also, and so have you. We've watched this Reds team for years and years,
yeah.
and we usually sell before we ever buy. Hopefully that changes. Hopefully that changes because they keep saying that they want to compete. So hopefully that changes. But how many times have we seen them guys start playing good and we have a whole new team all of a sudden?
Yeah, I'm reading an article right now that says that they are out looking for a pitcher, trying to and not having a lot of success.
I hope they're trying to do something, but I'm not going to hold my breath on it just because of the way they've been so many years.
I wasn't as concerned when I thought Green was coming back in a week or so. Now, if he's going to be out to August along with Londello, man, it's rough.
Hey, it happens. Some injuries,
but
if you can stay afloat until these guys get back, maybe we can be healthy at the right time of the year. So I mean,
and like I said, there's pitchers out there. I know the White Sox has got
a long season.
White Sox got 2 or 3 guys. I know there's other teams that have guys. So I mean, we'll see. A lot of people talked about Stroman and for the Cubs, but Cubs like 3 games out. Why would they move on from here? I mean, I guess because if you're not going to re-sign him, I guess
who
that Stroman.
Oh, well, I think he's a free agent.
But I mean, they're only 3 games out of first. But then I mean, I don't 3 or 4 games out of first.
Hey, how's it going, Glenn? Hey, Billy.
I lied. I didn't go to the Dodgers.
Billy said I deserved to lose my parlay yesterday. I went against Gonzo and took Baltimore. Hey, that was a good game last night. It was a fun game to watch, other than the hour and a half freaking rain delay. To be able to watch the last 2 innings.
Hey, look, I did say that, but I think most people know I was kidding about the Reds. But I will say this: was I right about Castillo? Where would we be right now if Castillo was still on the damn team? We'd be a hell of a lot better off.
Oh no!
And he didn't break the bank. I don't feel like he broke the bank with the contract he got. They would have him locked up for 3 or 4 years and have an ace and be in a very good position.
Well, probably.
Yeah, you never know.
I mean, with these injuries happening, you never know. But no, I agree. I wish they wouldn't have traded him either. But I will give them this. So at least the moves that they've made, our team is a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. So they're trying to do it and basically how they're trying to do it is what you got to do in a small market. You got to build from within, and then maybe bring a few pieces in to try to help afterwards. But you got to get your core guys and build through the draft and through your farm system. And it looks like it's starting to pay off finally. But we'll see. I know one thing, man. They play hard. The defense made a couple plays last night to save. Just catcher throwing that guy out at second. India made a hell of a play on that ball, and then India catching that one out in center field that nobody else could. No, the right fielder or center fielder wasn't going to get to. It was out in right center field, and it was so shallow because they were playing so deep. If India don't get to it, nobody was, and to catch it over your head where you like that was a hell of a play. Bullpen pitched good. They scared me a couple times, but I mean, the bullpen's been pitching pretty good. If we can get our starting pitching figured out, where we can get these guys to go 5 or 6 innings and still be in games, I think we could be all right. And we're going to get some relief pitch, some guys coming up to help our relief pitching as well. So, I like that. Like Diaz looked good in the 9th inning. He hit one batter, and he just barely grazed the guy. Now that was just trying to go inside. Sims, I think, hit a guy and walked the guy, but then after that, he looked tough.
That's Sims. He walks a batter every time he comes.
I think when he first comes in the game out of the bullpen, I think he's too amped up. I think he gets too fired up. I do. I think he gets too fired up when he first comes out of the bullpen. Yeah. It takes him a couple batters to get settled down because the first couple batters he'll usually look kind of rough, and then after that, it's like he gets in the zone and it's boom, boom, boom.
And Glenn says he misses the days of when pitchers went 7 innings. Glenn, I'm older than you. I remember when the pitchers went 8 innings. A lot of times went 9 innings. They didn't come out.
Oh, well, even back 10, 15 years ago, like last night, they would have left Abbott in another inning. He threw 103 pitches, but they'd brought him back out for the 7th 10, 15 years ago. Now we knew he was done. Yeah. So, I mean, Billy says he hopes the Reds make a strong run in the second half.
Well, I hope so.
So he likes when a ball club that has a low payroll does well. especially in a year like this year where you got the Mets that spent all that money and they're really struggling.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's a lot of teams. I mean, Yankees got a lot of injuries, but they're struggling a little bit. You know, I mean, they're still technically in the playoff.
Yeah,
I
but
think they would right now. They would.
they lost to Oakland last
I know.
night.
Well, you know that right now the last month their batting is under 200.
Yeah,
It was like 195.
yeah,
Damn.
they've been really been struggling hitting the
bad.
ball without Judge, and like Frankie was saying, Juan Carlos Stanton hadn't been hitting the ball. He's really been struggling.
I mean, I understand Judge is an important player, but
Oh,
you shouldn't drop that bad.
yeah, Billy. I was a big Rob Dibble fan. Of course, I was a kid when he was playing, but I was a big Rob Dibble fan.
We had Dibble, Charlton, and Myers, man. Them three together.
Was Browning on that team as well?
Yeah, I believe so. But them three guys were the relievers.
I mean, no, I'm just saying they had some good.
Yeah.
They had some good pitching back then. Glenn says Castellini loves a low payroll. Yeah, that's true. Damien, to answer your question, I don't put a whole lot into what AB says anymore because who knows how much of it is true, how much of it is him just saying shit.
Might be voices in his head.
With everything that's went on with him, it's hard for me to put a whole lot of stock into his comments. I haven't read it really. I haven't even, be honest with you, I hadn't seen that yet. I haven't read up on a whole lot today. I was not feeling real good today, especially this morning. Starting to feel a little better now, but. So I haven't read into it, but it's hard for me to take a whole lot of stock in the AB's comments with all the stuff that's went on. Glenn said Randy Orton.
Yeah, Dibble was part of that best damn sports show with them guys, and like I said, he used to be on with Dan Patrick back in the day, man, and it was a great show. Dan Patrick,
the best damn sports show, wasn't that? Yeah, Dibble. What was his name? Tom Arnold or whatever.
Wasn't the one guy on there originally too? The dude that does the late night host. Wasn't he a part of that originally? Jimmy Kimmel.
He might have been.
I think he was. I thought he was part of it at one time too.
Yeah, I used to watch that back in the day. Billy says AB has a huge wooden spoon. But today we have just basically baseball. I was 3-3 yesterday on my picks. I would have been 3-2 if the damn Yankees wouldn't have lost. But I had the Reds right. I forget who else lost. I
was 3-2.
Oh, I had the Brewers beating the Mets. Mets beat. I had the Brewers +1.5 against the Mets. Mets won that game.
Yeah, Houston got me. San Diego against Pittsburgh, that got me.
I want to check something real quick. I might have messed up on that. Because see, no, okay. I didn't think so. I wouldn't double check. All right, but no. So I went 3-3. That puts me at 300 or 367 and 300 on the year. Today we got a few games. I think we have. Well, there was a game that was going on.
Yeah, it started about 12:30 or something like that.
It must have already ended because it's not on here no more. You have the next game is Nationals and Mariners start at 4:11. Mariners are 1.5 run favorites. Excuse me. Minus 290 on the money line. Nationals are plus 235 on the money line. Over unders 8.5. I favor the Mariners in this game, but this isn't the game that I'm giving out as one of my picks of the day. Next game, San Diego Padres at the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Padres are 1.5 run favorites. Minus 154 on the money line on the road. The Pirates are plus 130 on the money line. Over unders at 8.5 runs. The Padres are 37-42 on the season. They will have Snell on the mound tonight, who is 4-6 with a 3.22 ERA. Padres are 2-3 over their last 5. They're hitting .233 as a team on the season with a 3.76 team ERA. Pirates are 36-42 on the season. They will have Keller on the mound, who's 8-3 with a 3.45 ERA. Pirates are 2-3 over their last 5 games. They're hitting .239 on the season with a 4.28 team ERA. I like the Pirates here at the +1.5. Pirates beat the Padres yesterday.
Yes, they did. From my picks.
Yeah, I had Padres as well. I like Keller on the mound for the Pirates. I like them pitching matchups. So I'm gonna go with the Pirates at the +1.5. I think the Pirates at home plus at the +1.5 is good value. Billy says Braves beat the Twins 3-0. So Braves stay hot. Next game, Cincinnati Reds at the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles are 1.5 run favorites at home, -168 on the money line. The Reds are +142 on the money line. Over-under is at 9.5 runs. The Reds are 42-38 in the season, 21-18 on the road. They will have Weaver on the mound tonight. He's 1-2 with a 6.86 ERA. The Reds are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .255 as a team with a 4.98 team ERA. The Orioles are 48-30 on the season, 25-15 at home. They will have Gibson on the mound tonight. He's 8-5 with a 4.30 ERA. Orioles are 3-2 over their last 5. They're hitting .253 as a team on the season, and they have a 4.23 team ERA. I'm going with the Reds here at the +1.5. I think it's going to be another close game like there was last night. It might be a little bit a higher scoring game than last night, but I still think it's going to be a real close game. I think the Reds I think they have a good chance. If you look at these teams' numbers are real close. Like I just said, Reds did move back into first place in the Central last night with the Brewers loss and with their win. It'd be nice to get it was nice getting that win last night, getting off that 3-game losing streak. But it'd be nice to get this win today and win this series. We are having some pitching issues right now, but I think I think we're hitting the ball good enough. We'll be in the game. It's going to be can we get runs across the plate?
That's the thing about the Reds over the next 2 weeks. That again, if they can get up to July 9th and stay in first place or close to first place, you don't come back from the All-Star break till like July 13th. They're talking about these couple pitchers might be back in August, so you're only looking a couple of weeks after the All-Star break. These guys might come back. So if they can just maintain, play good ball, like you said before, win the series, try to win series, they can stay up there.
Basically, just you got to avoid a 6-7 game losing streak. If you can avoid that, you can keep yourself in contention while these guys are out. Yep. You can't go on those 7, 8, 9 game losing streak and then have to try to battle your way back in the second half. Not saying it's impossible, but it's going to make it a lot harder.
And the thing that's impressive too about the Reds, that a lot of people ain't talking about. I know we lost that series to the Braves, and we did. We lost the series, but they're 9-1 their last 10. Their only losses to the Reds. And if you go on beyond that, they're probably like 13, 14 wins out of the last 15. So I mean, they're really playing well, and we hung with them very well, even with our pitching problems. So I mean, we're playing really good ball.
Hey Mike, if you made any comments before that one, we didn't see it, but that one there we see that we can see this one. He said lost the series but won my heart. Yeah, you lost that series, but even the 2 games you lost, they were close games. You had chances to win. You actually had the winning run on base in both those in the 9th inning of both those games.
Yep.
I mean, they had chances, and it was always getting off to a slow start in that first inning. Well, other than the last game, they didn't get runs in the first inning, but the first 2 games you gave up 5 and 4 runs in the first inning, and after that the first game it was 11-10, but after that second game, after you gave up that 4 runs in the first inning, they only got I think 1 or 2 the rest of the game. Yeah. Let's see. So after the Reds, next game, Giants and Blue Jays. Giants are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 102 on the money line. The Blue Jays are minus 116 on the money line. Over under is at 8.5 runs. The Giants are 45-34 in the season, 22-15 on the road. The Giants will have Webb on the mound tonight, who is 7-6 with a 3.16 ERA. Giants are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .253 as a team on the season with a 3.88 team ERA. Blue Jays are 43-37 on the season, 21-15 at home. They will have Richards on the mound. I don't have his stats because when I was getting everything together, they didn't have it. The Blue Jays didn't have their pitcher announced yet, so I didn't know who it was going to be. But they're 3-2 over the last 5. They are hitting .263 as a team with a 3.96 team ERA. I like the Giants here at the plus 1.5. Giants have been playing good baseball. Giants have been playing good baseball. I'm going Giants at plus 1.5. Mike, to answer your question on that, he said to switch up the pace on the Reds. You guys think they'll be buyers at the deadline? I think if they are, it's going to be pitching because of all the injuries we have piled up on pitching. Hunter Green's now out till at least they're talking probably August. You've already had problems with Ashcraft being hurt, and then when he's not hurt, he hasn't been the same as he was last year. Lively's been out hurt. We're still waiting on the Lodolo or however you pronounce his name to come back. So we have, especially starting pitching, we have a lot of guys out. We've got a couple of our relievers that's been out most of the season getting ready to come back. I think that's going to help our bullpen, which our bullpen's been pretty good, especially here the last couple months. But we need to, if they do, it's weird with the Reds because you never know what they're going to do. If they'll try to stay pat and wait, or if they'll. But I think they're going. I think you can see them going out and maybe getting a pitcher. I don't think they're going to be a big name where they're spending a lot of money. But I can see them going out and maybe trying to get a couple rentals to try to help get us through until we get some of these guys back.
I think they might go after a guy that's going to be a rental, just be there for this year, more than likely. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think they will.
Okay. Let's see. Next game for me is going to be the Milwaukee Brewers at the New York Mets. The Brewers are, the Mets are 1.5 run favorites at home. They are minus 142 on the money line. The Brewers are plus 120 on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5 runs. Brewers are 41-38 in the season, 19-20 on the road. Wade Miley will be on the mound tonight for the Brewers. He's 5-2 with a 2.91 ERA. Wish we still had him on our team, but Brewers are 3-2 over their last 5 games. They're hitting .226 as a team on the season with a 4.04 team ERA. The Mets are 36-43 on the season, 18-16 at home. They have a Singa on the mound tonight, who is 6-5 with a 3.52 ERA. Mets are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .240 as a team on the season with a 4.58 team ERA. I like the Mets here on the money line. Let's see. Next game for me is going to be the Philadelphia Phillies at the Chicago Cubs. The Phillies are 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 136 on the money line. The Cubs are plus 116 on the money line. Over-under for this game is set at 8.5 runs. Phillies are 41-37 on the season, 20-23 on the road. Nola will be on the mound tonight for the Phillies. He's 6-5 with a 4.38 ERA. Phillies are 3-2 over their last 5 games. They're hitting .257 as a team on the season with a 4.19 team ERA. The Phillies are also on a 7-game road winning streak. The Cubs are 37-40 on the season, 20-18 at home. On the mound for the Cubs is Smiley, who is 7-4 with a 3.38 ERA. Cubs are 3-2 over their last 5, hitting .247 as a team with a 3.93 team ERA. I'm going to take the Phillies here. Phillies are on a 7-game road win streak. They've been playing good, better baseball here as of late. Cubs have been playing some good baseball as well. So I'm not going to take that. I don't want to take that away from the Cubs because they have been playing good baseball. But I'm gonna go with the Phillies on the money line. And it's kind of, and that's one thing about baseball that's so crazy. Like if you look at the Phillies numbers, they're 257 and hitting the ball 257 average as a team and 4.19 ERA. That's pretty close to the Reds, except the Reds ERA is a little bit higher. They have about the same record. But you look at the Cubs who are hitting 247, Reds are hitting 255. The Reds aren't hitting a whole lot better than the Cubs. Cubs have a 3.93 team ERA. Ours is 4.99, but we have a better record than the Cubs, even though their numbers are not far off from us. And they have better pitching numbers.
Pitching a lot better, yeah.
That's why it can be strange about baseball. Damien's not happy that the Bulls are getting ready to sign Voos to a 3-year, $60 million contract extension. And Billy says he's taking the Rangers, Astros, and Pirates. And then my last game for tonight that I like is the Guardians at the Kansas City Royals. Guardians are 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 138 in the money line. And the Royals are plus 118 on the money line. Over-unders at 9.5 runs. The Guardians are 38-40 on the season, 18-21 on the road. They will have Allen on the mound, who's 3-2 with a 3.68 ERA. The Guardians are 3-2 of their last 5 games, hitting .246 as a team on the season with a 3.79 team ERA. Royals are 22-57 on the season, 10-29 at home. They will have Cox on the mound. Not sure on his stats because that's another one that they didn't have their who was going to be pitching for them later or earlier today. The Royals are 2-3 of their last 5, hitting .232 as a team with a 5.17 ERA. Royals have been right there as one of the worst teams in baseball this year. Them and the Athletics. I like the Guardians here on the money line at the minus 138. So my picks for today: Major League Baseball, Cincinnati Reds plus 1.5, Pittsburgh Pirates plus 1.5, San Francisco Giants plus 1.5, Mets money line, Phillies money line, and the Guardians on the money line.
Okay, my Major League Baseball picks for tonight. I got San Diego money line at Pittsburgh. I got San Francisco money line at Toronto. I got Houston money line at St. Louis. I got the White Sox at the Angels. I'll take the Angels money line, and I got Tampa Bay money line at Arizona.
All right. That's all the games for today. There really ain't much else sports-wise going on today.
No, not a whole lot. I did see Damien made a comment about WWE and Vince McMahon, and they're trying to kick him out again.
Yeah.
I don't know what the truth is on that if any of it's true.
Looks like you have one WNBA game tonight. I know there was at least one earlier because Mike was at the Chicago Sky game earlier today. Yep. You got the Atlanta Dream and the Washington Mystics. Mystics are 5.5-point favorites, but I haven't done the research or haven't watched enough of them two teams to make a pick on that game. Minus 240 in the money line is pretty steep. So unless you're doing like a parlay or something.
Yeah.
But other than that, I know you'll have golf probably starting tomorrow. Rocket Mortgage Classic.
You got Mike Hughes' favorite NASCAR race in Chicago this weekend. He was real happy about that.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he a little bit upset.
Why? Because they're gonna have to have everything shut down.
Yeah, the traffic will be. Yeah, everything messed up.
Oh, so. Yeah, you have all the traffic. Plus, you'll have some of the downtown shut down because they're racing downtown.
Yeah, so he was real thrilled about that.
Yeah. It's crazy to me how they just build a track in the middle of a city.
I know, it is pretty crazy.
When they done it in Detroit, they had to fill in 200 something potholes or something. It was outrageous.
I like those road races for IndyCar. Now I don't know about the NASCAR. I'm not a big NASCAR. I like IndyCar better. So I'm surprised Glenn ain't going to Chicago. that NASCAR.
There's some race he's watching this weekend, but I can't remember what it was now off the top of my head. Damian just ain't happy with no teams. Says F the Cubs, F the Guardians, F the Royals too. Damn, is there any team that you like?
He's a Reds fan now.
Oh, he came over, got smart, came over to the good.
He jumped on the bad.
Saw the light and came over.
He's a Reds fan. I'm gonna mess with him. Well, I'm sure he probably F the WWE too. He's an AEW homer. See what it says.
Damon says Chicago knows how to fuck shit up.
Oh, it came out that Brie Bella posted Daniel Bryan's X-ray. It was a clean. I mean, it was a bad break. But he's gonna be out a lot longer. He wrestled the last 10 minutes that way, and she's not very happy.
I mean, hey, them guys are tough. We've seen it. I mean, look at Cody Rhodes, what he done. I mean, we've seen guys they get hurt really bad, and if there's any way they can finish, they're going to finish.
I thought he was doing one hell of a job selling his arm. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was selling it all right. I'll tell you what, them guys don't get the credit they deserve for how tough they really are, because everybody
It's a hell no with the Reds and definitely with AEW.
But them guys don't get enough credit for how tough they are, because everybody wants to say it's fake or it's this or that, because it's predetermined. It's not fake. I've been around it long enough, and with what we do on the independent scene and stuff, it's not. Hey, these guys they put their bodies through hell. So I don't think people give these guys enough credit for that. And I mean, it would have been very easily for Daniel Bryan to tell the referee, "I'm done." They put the X up and walk out. But these guys care. They care about what they do. They care about entertaining the fans. And if there's any way they can finish the match, they're going to. I mean, he'll look. I know it was a long time ago, but Mick Foley, he wanted to go through the tax again because he didn't think it looked good enough.
And he did.
I mean,
and he did.
Yeah. After he should have been dead.
Did you see where him and Taker got together on the anniversary the other day and watched that?
Yeah, I haven't watched the video of it, but I saw have you seen there's a video on YouTube where you can watch them two watching? Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, but I figured it'd be pretty funny.
I did want to give some recognition to Billy Corgan, great singer and musician, Smashing Pumpkins, right? And he runs the NWA. Well, they're doing a thing in Chicago this weekend. It's they had that shooting a year or so ago where a bunch of people got shot, and there's a little boy that got shot, and I think he's even paralyzed, but they're doing a fundraiser for him this Saturday. I forget the time. I think it's in the afternoon, and you guys can look it up on your social media. But the fundraiser, the show's a free show. They're doing it at a park, but you can the fundraiser part is you can get $75 upfront tickets, special section VIP, and you get stuff and everything. And it's a fundraiser for that board to help with medical expenses and life expenses, because I think he's paralyzed to a certain extent. So I think that's really cool for the NWA and Billy Corgan, because Billy Corgan was there that day. He was about a mile away from where it happened, but he was there and then seen all the commotion and everything that went on, and he's trying to help. So I think that's cool.
Corgan's I always have looked at him as a pretty good guy. He's done, if you read back on him, he's done a lot of things to help people.
Yeah, I like Billy Corgan. I like what he's trying to do with the NWA. He gets a lot of flack, but people don't understand. He's not a billionaire. He's a guy that's probably worth, I don't know, $20 million. It's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money when you're running a wrestling company.
Yeah. Yeah, you can only do so much. Damien said the AEW pay-per-view took too damn long. I'll be honest, I watched a little bit of it, and then I got stuck on a damn phone call I shouldn't even been on that night. So I actually missed them. I actually missed the match. I won the Daniel Bryan match, or Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him. The match I wanted to watch, I missed because I was dealing with shit that I shouldn't have been dealing with that night. But no, that was. But what I saw, it was okay. What I saw was, I mean, it was okay. I wouldn't say it was great, but I wouldn't say it was trash either.
No,
I mean,
it was okay pay-per-view, except for two matches were really good. The Ospreay and Omega match was outstanding. and so was
I know a lot.
Okada and
I know a lot of people
Bryan
was
Danielson.
surprised that Okada tapped.
Yeah, I was.
I'm
too.
not saying that they were like saying it was a bad thing.
No,
They were just a
no.
lot of people was kind of. I mean, I think that surprised people.
Yeah, I think it was surprising. It was just the thing was it was hard for Bryan Danielson to get to that point. He couldn't use his arms.
Because I heard people saying Okada tapped. Okada, you know, I'd be like, but and that's good. I mean, you don't want people to be able. You don't want it to be too predictable, but you also don't want to be too unrealistic. So I mean, to get word to surprise people like that, it's a good thing. I mean, that's what you
The crowds are
kind of want to do.
crowds are split on the old Jungle Boy, man. Some of them people were hating on him. Some people,
Well,
it's the great turns. Other people say
I see
it
people.
sucks.
I see people saying, well, "What's the reason? Why do you turn on Hook? What's the reason?"
I've just never been sold on the kid. How him being a submission specialist don't make sense to me. This is my take.
I feel like me being a submission specialist. I have no strength in my right arm, but I'm gonna make somebody tap out.
I don't get it.
Yeah, well, the thing with him, I just don't get him as a heel.
I don't get him.
Well, I know that, but I'm not saying he was great the other way, but with the gimmick he had, to try to switch him to a heel from that, I just think is hard. But yeah. Oh, I know you're not. I know you've never been a real big fan.
I just don't think they've used him right. I don't think he's what he should be. I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. And you know how I feel about some of the booking and the one dude, Wardlow. They've missed the boat on him, and they put a championship on him, taken away a week later. I don't think he likes big guys.
Real quick, before we do get out of here, one thing, Damian, one thing that didn't make no sense to me about that pay-per-view was why the hell do you have your world championship match, the first match of the card? I understand MJF is your biggest star, but why would and you want to have a match to kick the show off with a bang and get the crowd going. I understand that, but to me, it devalues your world championship a little bit. If WWE would put Seth Rollins in the opening match with that world championship belt, all these people would go freaking nuts talking about how bad WWE is.
What? It may be.
Yeah, it might be. But,
it might be.
But watch, and everybody will bitch about it.
Oh yeah.
But AEW does it, and it's great.
Bully Ray brought that up, and he said normally, I would throw a fit. He said because it's ridiculous. It does devalue the championship. But they booked themselves into a corner with the match with the match he had with that guy. He says because the guy is not what he used to be.
Yeah.
So you couldn't put that on.
That's true.
You couldn't put that on as the main event.
And that's what you told me when I said that to you.
He said if you'd have put that on as the last match, people would have crapped all over. So it got through. He said he doesn't like.
So basically, they kind of booked MJF with the wrong guy.
Yeah, I mean,
as a champion,
name wise, it was good, but the guy's not what he used to be.
Yeah, because he's getting older. Yeah, then that makes sense.
And it furthered the story to make MJF look good and being a dick and beating the guy and everything.
Yeah, the air is awful today, man. It was pretty bad. I thought it was pretty bad out yesterday, fog wise. Smoke wise. It's even worse today.
This morning, man, we're coming home from work.
Oh yeah, well I left right as you got home too.
It was rough.
I know Austin was bitching about it.
He just said he's going to do another one.
He's going to do another 3-team Reds, Angels, and Phillies.
Have you decided yet on what we're doing Saturday?
No.
You got to make up your mind sooner or later.
I'll figure it out this evening. Okay. He actually called me earlier, and I got to call him back here in a little bit. So I'll figure it out more this evening. Glenn said, "Looked like Jesus let a big fat one laughing my ass off."
I'm worried because they haven't announced why. They said Adam Cole was ill. I hope it's not to do with his head again. I hope it's not anything to do with that. They're not talking, so that worries me. Usually, if they would say, "Hey, he's got the flu," or you know, but they're not talking, and that concerns me.
But all right, my picks one more time: Reds plus 1.5, Padres plus 1.5, Giants plus 1.5, Mets money line, Phillies money line, Guardians money line. If you missed the Summit Pro Wrestling last night. We aired the second show of the Elephant Ears and Elbow Drops from last Saturday night. Go check it out on our YouTube page at Gonzo Sports. You can also find out that All Sports All Plays Network YouTube page as well. I thought it was a real good show. Go check it out. I know Billy was on there watching it last night, and I think Glenn was watching some of it as well. And then we don't have no live wrestling this weekend, but next weekend we got a lot going. We got pretty good going on. I know the 9th we have Summit Pro again. The 10th we have the big DCCW show Retromania. We have Powers of Pain, Demolition, Al Snow, Jimmy Hart, Brian Pillman Jr., Congo Kong, Jake Oman. Yep. It should be a real good show, and I keep hearing about there's going to be some big surprise.
Really?
So I'm not sure what it is, but I've seen Jason McGraw, one of the guys that has helped putting on this show. I've seen him post 2 or 3 times now that there's going to be a big surprise.
Oh, I haven't seen
as
that.
Well. So, and with him and DCCW, who knows what that'll be. So, they already have a real good card. So, if there's another big surprise, I mean, that's just going to make it even better.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be at that event. As long as we can get internet, which I think we'll be able to, since it's at that fairgrounds. We will be airing it live as long as we can get good enough internet. But being at the grandstands and with Jay County, as big as that Jay County fair is, I would say we'll be all right on the internet.
Check with Jason
because we done showed there before, but we was in a building. But being out, but I'm sure with all the stuff they do, that they have internet over there by the grandstands.
Yeah, everybody, if you live in Indiana and anywhere close to Jay County, that's a show on Monday night. You remember the bell time, Chris? I think it's 7.
I think so,
but you can go to jcounty.com or DCCW. But tickets are only front row tickets are only $25 for the show. Down on by the ring, not front row, is 20. I think there's box seats in the grandstand 15, and then the other grandstand seats are 10. So a very reasonable show for what you're going to get. It's going to be a great show. There's going to be some autograph opportunities too, that you can buy autographs and stuff too. So it's going to be in merchandise, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So also there's a car show going on at the same time there, I think in the infield there. So so it's going to be a really cool event, Retromania. So you might want to check that out on Monday, the 10th of July, Jay County Fairgrounds.
Let's see. Glenn says saw one of your earlier shows from DCCW, Boogeyman versus the King. Yep, that was actually our second. That was our second DCCW show that we ever done.
Yep. Damien
Rikishi was on that card. He actually gave Hollywood House Stink Face that night. That's on our YouTube page.
His relation was on there with him.
Samu.
Yeah. Damien, that's what we're working on. We're trying to figure out if we're going to do Money in the Bank.
Well,
I'll announce tomorrow. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll know something about the Money in the Bank tomorrow. I got some plans this weekend. I'm kind of waiting to see what's going on with them and what time, and see if the times will work out where we can or not. So we'll let everybody know tomorrow. We'll let everybody know by tomorrow at this time. If I find out here soon, I'll make a graphic tonight. But if not, I'll let everybody know tomorrow. But we appreciate everybody joining us today. Don't forget, also, you can find Easy Money, a sports betting show in podcast form, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcast. Most places you listen to podcasts, you can find us. So go check us out over there as well. Please rate and review, download, like, and subscribe, and all that good stuff.
You got GSR tonight too, don't you?
Yep. And the GSR tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern. Come join us for that.
You'll be on with the Wild Man, Jay McGlovin.
But we appreciate everybody watching. One thing before we go, Jay, catchers are still more important. Hope everybody is great. Or pitchers. I mean, pitchers. I said catchers. Damn it!
You're a good
pitchers.
You're terrible.
I tried pitchers.
I seen those Billy Buzz. I seen during the
and it was a ball. Pitchers are more important, and it was a ball.
I did see the afternoon show where Billy Buzz was pitchers or catchers. Pitchers or catchers. He
pitchers. Damn, I'm fucked up.
Yeah, you did.
But no,
and he ain't gonna let you forget it either.
That's all right. Hey, he basically admitted last night that pitchers was more important.
As much as he's going to, yeah.
I just gotta send them a couple bottles. I'll be able to get them to agree to basically about anything. So a couple bottles of Crown.
Maybe we need to ask Jay, is he a pitcher or a catcher? On that note.
But no, we appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back tomorrow right around 3 o'clock with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Hope everybody has a great night. See you guys later.